Okay, so now we can discuss regarding the genetic code. So already you know regarding the codon, it is a triplet. It consists of the three nucleotides, maybe adenine, guanine, uracil, and cytosine. Only it is a triplet. So that triplet, it is the codon that was helpful for. It is a response to the or corresponds to the desired amino acid, and it is the code for the amino acid, and the code is a unique, it is a universal. Okay, it is not the duplicate. The same code is not corresponds to the another amino acids, but different codes are present for same amino acid, but same code is not represents the attachment or of the many, that is the many amino acids are more than one amino acid, and such code is known as the genetic codes or codon. So now we can discuss regarding the genetic code, and genetic code is also known as a language of DNA. So genetic code, it is also known as the language of DNA, or it is a set of certain rules or information along with the genetic material like a DNA or mRNA. So regarding the protein synthesis. So that set of informations or set of rules or language along with the genetic material is known as a genetic code. So first time the genetic code term is used or given by the scientist, that is the George Gamow. So he is a scientist. He can use the term that is regarding the genetic code, or he can simplify the genetic code, so that was involved or generated in the nucleus. So with the help of the nucleus and as well as with the help of the DNA, that was transported to the mRNA regarding the set of certain information rules in the form of the triple nucleotide. So that was first time it was discussed, or the term is given by the scientist, that is the George Gamow. So this is the typical example, or it is a code. Okay, so regarding the RNA code template. So here the U stands for uracil, C stands for cytosine, and A stands for adenine, and G stands for the guanine. And the genetic code, it is consist of the three nucleotides, or it is a set of three nucleotides. Okay, and those three nucleotides, so they are not duplicate, and they are corresponds to the particular amino acids. So in the below we are giving the that is a short form of the respective amino acids. That is the ALA means it is alanine, and here a PHE means it is a phenylalanines. So here regarding the code, so that was required for the translation process, that is the protein synthesis. And the translation process, so the RNA or the ribosomes, so they are play an important role to accomplish or to complete the translation process with the help of the mRNA, tRNA, rRNA. But that translation process was completed by the ribosome. So that's why the ribosomes are the responsible to accomplish the process of the translations. So here the mRNA, it is specified as the messenger RNA. So order using, I can give the order to the transfer RNA and tRNA, and that the tRNA can carries the molecule regarding the amino acids. So that was consist of the three nucleotide at a time. If any problem is reading the nucleotide by rRNA on mRNA, means the wrong amino acids can be attached, then the wrong protein can be synthesized. So the nucleotide sequence is read as the triplets, that was, so they are known as the codons. If the rRNA is read U and U, then only the phenyl amino acids can be attached. It can allow the only tRNA, so that was containing the phenylalanine. So then only the phenylalanine can be attached on the A site for helpful for the formations of the proteins. Okay, another example, that is the U, that is the U and C. Okay, U C and U. That is, if this is code corresponds the amino acid is only serine, then only the serine can be attached on the A site. Okay, like that, the genetic code, it was consist of the 64, and the multiple code is available for a single amino acids. For example, this one, that is the CUU, it is code for leucine, as well as CUC, it is also code for leucine. CUA, it is also code for leucine. CUG, it is also code for leucines. It means for single amino acid, multiple codes are available, but the same code is not available for multiple amino acids. For example, once again, UUU, it is only for phenylalanine, not available for the leucine. That is the one of the universal, unique rule of the genetic code. And it is also consist of the stop code. The genetic code, it mainly consists of the starting code, that is the UAG, and as well as it can consist of the stop code. Okay, it consists of the 3 stop codes. So that was known as the genetic table or genetic codes. So now we can discuss regarding the properties of the genetic codes. So all the genetic codes, so they are the triplet. So they are made up of the 3 nucleotides or the group of bases of the specified amino acids regarding the 3 bases. So that's why they are known as the triplets. And all genetic codes, so they are the comma-less. So between the code, so there is no comma, so there is no space is present. There is a continuation, but rRNA, it is read only 3 by 3 by 3 by 3, but there is no space between the code, so there is no separations of comma. Only the triplet code, if it is read the triplet code means, so that corresponding amino acids can be bind. So that's why the genetic codes are a comma-less. And as well as the genetic codes are non-ambiguous and as well as the universal. So they do not duplicate. Okay, so they are specific only code for the particular amino acids, and they are universally same code. So they never change. There is no variation in the human being to human beings. So the same code is corresponds to the same amino acid in all human beings. So that's why all the genetic codes, so they are the non-ambiguous and as well as, so they are the universal. So another property of the genetic code is say they are the degenerate code. Okay, that is one amino acid have more than one code. Okay, so that's why they are known as the regenerate code, except that is the tryptophan, that is the UGG. Then for methionine, that is the AUG, it is only a single code is there for tryptophan and methionine. But for remaining amino acid, the multiple codes are available for single amino acids. But in the case of the tryptophan and methionine, so there is only one code is available. So that's why the genetic codes are the degenerate code, and as well as genetic codes are the non-overlapping code. So there is no overlap in the sequence. For example, UCU, it is only for serine, but AUG, it is code for the methionine. So there is no overlappings. There is no single code available for the multiple amino acids. For amino acid, multiple code is available, but same code not available for the multiple amino acids. So that's why, so they are known as the, or they also have the property like a non-overlapping code. And another property is the genetic codes are also having the information regarding the start and stop of the protein synthesis. So they are known as the start codons, that is the AUG. It is a, if the RNA read this code means it can start the synthesis of the proteins. Then as well as it consists of the stop codon like a UAZ, UAA, then UGA. So these are the stop code. So they are present in the end of the code. If the read by this code means, so that protein synthesis can be terminated. So these are the various properties regarding genetic code. Like these are the triplet code. They are the commonless. So they are the specific, non-ambiguous, and as well as universal like Aadhaar card. It is for particular person. The particular number is there. There is no duplication in the Aadhaar card. They are the regenerate code and as well as non-overlapping code, and also they consist of the start and as well as the stop codons. So now we can discuss regarding the inhibitions of the protein synthesis. So already you know, so how the protein can synthesize. So there is regarding the transcription where the mRNA can be formed. Then after that, that mRNA reaches to the rRNA, ribosomal RNA. Then that message was read by the that is the rRNA. Then it can allow the tRNA for synthesis of the proteins. If any step is altered regarding that is the translation, that is the elongations of initiations of chain, elongations of chain, and terminations of any step can be altered definitely, so that protein synthesis can be inhibited. Okay, so this, so we can discuss regarding the protein synthesis inhibitors. So the regarding the protein synthesis, the first step is reading of the code, and second step is amino acid attachment. Then third is the peptidation, and fourth one is the translocations. So these are the four main steps. So they are involved in the protein synthesis. If any drug, if any component, if it is inhibit any one step, and that component or drug, it was inhibit the protein synthesis in the human beings as well as in the microorganisms, and such drugs or components, so they are known as the protein synthesis inhibitor. Here we can discuss regarding the few important examples of drugs. So they are commonly inhibit the synthesis of the protein. The first category drug, so those are the example is a tetracycline and tigacyclines. So tetracyclines, it commonly used as the antibiotics, the treatment of the brucellosis, the treatment of the certain bacillary dysentery, even the plague. So that was treated by the tetracycline. And also in the COVID-19, you heard the name regarding the doxycycline, that was helpful for the treatment of the COVID-19 infection. Okay, it can clear the accumulations of the certain fluid in the respiratory tract. That is the doxycycline. That doxycycline is also the drug from the tetracyclines. So these tetracycline and tigacycline and doxycyclines, so they are inhibit the protein synthesis by inhibiting the amino acid attachment. So that's why they are known as the amino acid attachment inhibitors. So these drugs, so they are inhibit the protein synthesis in the microorganisms. But in high concentration, so these are also inhibit the protein synthesis in the human beings. But in the normal dose, so they do not inhibit the protein synthesis in the human beings. Only they are inhibit the protein synthesis in the microorganism by inhibiting the attachment of the amino acid on the A site. Due to lack of attachment, the chain cannot be elongated. If the chain is cannot be elongated means the desired protein cannot be synthesized, and lack of protein, the multiplications of the microorganism can be stopped. So like that, so these drugs, so they are treat the microbial infection by inhibiting the amino acid attachment on the A site. And second category inhibitors are known as a aminoglycosides. Example is a streptomycin, gentamicin, amikacins. Okay, so these are the commonly used drugs. So these drugs are also used as the antimicrobial agent. So they inhibit the growth of the microorganism by inhibiting the protein synthesis in the microorganism by causing the misreading of the code. From the mRNA template, this ribosomal component, okay, so they are read the message from the mRNA template, then only it can allow the attachment of the amino acids. But presence of these drugs, they initiate the rRNA. They can change the functions of RNA. Then rRNA can read the wrong message. Instead of UAZ, it can read the UAA. So like that. So they read the miss message. Okay, so due to reading of miss message, so wrong amino acid can be attached and the wrong protein can be synthesized. And wrong protein do not required for the multiplications of microorganisms, do not require for repair of the cell and growth of the cells. So like that, so these aminoglycosides are also considered as the protein inhibitors. So they inhibit the protein synthesis by causing the misreading of the code. So next category drug, that is the third category protein inhibitors are known as the chloramphenicol. So these drugs are also inhibit the protein synthesis by inhibiting the peptidation. Peptidation means the formations of the peptide bond between old amino acid and new amino acid. So that chain can be elongated by involving in the formations of the one bond between the amino acids. Okay, so that process was inhibited by the chloramphenicol. So that's why the chloramphenicol is also considered as the protein synthesis inhibitors. So next category drugs, so those are known as the macrolides, that is erythromycin, azithromycins, okay, then clindamycins. So now the azithromycin is the popular, it is used for the treatment of the COVID-19, that is especially when the respiratory tract can be filled with the fluid. So where the doctor they administer azithromycin, that is 500 mg, that is twice a day, but actually the dose is 500 mg once a day. Okay, so that azithromycin is the group of or belongs to the drug macrolides. That azithromycin is also inhibit the multiplications of the microorganisms by inhibiting the protein synthesis. So that azithromycins are a macrolide. So they are mainly inhibit the ribosomal translocation. In the fourth step, in the protein synthesis, the peptide chain that was transported from A site back to the P site, then it can allow the attachment of new amino acids. So that process was known as the translocation. And his azithromycins are macrolide or clindamycin. So that was inhibit the translocation. That cannot be allow the empty space on the A site. A lack of empty space on A site, the new amino acids cannot be bind on the A site. So like that, the elongations of the protein chain or polypeptide chain, so that was inhibited. And lack of polypeptide chain, the growth of the microorganism can be stopped. So that's why, so these macrolide or clindamycin, azithromycin, so they are helpful for the treatment of the microbial infection by inhibiting the that is the inhibitions of the ribosomal translocation. So like that, so these are the four category drugs. So they are mainly known as the protein synthesis inhibitors. Regarding the linezolid, it is also one of the important drug. It is initially it can inhibit the protein synthesis, but still the exact mechanism is not available. Then tetracycline, tigecycline, so they are inhibit the amino acid attachment on the A site. Then regarding aminoglycoside, they also inhibit the protein synthesis by causing the misreading of the message. And chloramphenicol, it can inhibit the peptide bond formation, then inhibit the protein synthesis. Then macrolide, clindamycin, then azithromycin, erythromycin. Okay, so they are inhibit the peptide chain shift from P, that is from A, it is A, to back to the P site. That is the translocation. They are inhibited by the macrolide, that is clindamycins. Then streptogramins, so they are also cause the premature release of peptide chains. So peptide can be stopped when it can read the stop code. Before stop code, so that peptide chain can be released by the presence of the drug like a streptogramins. That protein is the incomplete. So due to incompletions of that desired protein, the protein synthesis can be stopped. So like that, so these are the various drugs like linosides, tetracycline, tigacycline, doxycycline, aminoglycoside like that is the tryptomycin, gentamicin, amikacins, then chloramphenicol, the macrolides like erythromycin, then as well as azithromycin, clindamycin, then streptogramin. So they are considered as the protein synthesis inhibitor because they are inhibit the any one step involved in the protein synthesis.